For centuries, explorers have ventured into the depths of South America in search of a city paved with gold. Legend spoke of a powerful civilization that possessed unimaginable wealth, a place so rich in gold that its king was said to be covered in it. But was this hidden city ever real? Or was it simply a myth that drove men to madness? Today, we uncover the truth behind one of history's greatest mysteries: the legend of El Dorado. The legend of El Dorado began with the Muisca people of present-day Colombia. They had a ritual in which their king, known as the Zipa, was covered in gold dust before plunging into Lake Guatavita as an offering to the gods. This ceremony symbolized wealth, power, and a connection to the divine. When Spanish conquistadors heard of this practice, their imaginations ran wild. If a king could afford to waste gold in such extravagant ways, how wealthy must his kingdom be? The Spanish, already driven by their lust for riches, transformed the story from a golden king into an entire city of gold. Word spread quickly, and soon, maps marked unknown territories with speculative placements of El Dorado. Some believed it lay deep in the Amazon, while others thought it might be hidden within the Andes. Every lead, no matter how small, fueled the ambitions of those willing to risk their lives for treasure. This legend would go on to inspire some of the most daring and disastrous expeditions in history. However, the truth behind the original story was far less grand. The Muisca people used gold for ritualistic purposes, not as a measure of wealth as Europeans understood it. They did not have vast golden cities, but rather used gold to honor their gods. Despite this, the myth had already taken on a life of its own, and nothing could stop the obsession that followed. The first major expedition in search of El Dorado was led by Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada in the 1530s. He and his men ventured deep into Colombia, battling hostile terrain, disease, and indigenous resistance. They conquered the Muisca people and seized whatever gold they could find, but there was no golden city waiting for them. Frustrated but undeterred, the Spanish pressed on. In 1541, another expedition, led by Francisco de Orellana and Gonzalo Pizarro, set off into the Amazon. What was meant to be a short journey turned into a year-long nightmare. Many men died of starvation, while others were attacked by native tribes. Orellana became the first European to navigate the Amazon River, but he found no trace of El Dorado. Yet, his reports of rich, advanced civilizations only fueled further speculation. Meanwhile, expeditions into the Orinoco and Guiana regions met similar fates. Conquistadors returned empty-handed, but they brought back stories, often exaggerated or entirely fabricated, of golden temples and lost empires. These tales ensured that the hunt for El Dorado would continue for generations. Despite countless failures, belief in the city's existence never faded. Instead, each unsuccessful expedition led to new theories about its location. The Spanish weren't the only ones drawn in. Soon, the English and Dutch would join the search, hoping to beat their rivals to the treasure. By the late 16th century, European powers beyond Spain became obsessed with El Dorado. One of the most famous explorers to chase the legend was the Englishman Sir Walter Raleigh. In 1595, he set sail for South America, hoping to find the Golden City and claim it for England. He believed El Dorado was located near the Orinoco River in present-day Venezuela. Raleigh's expedition, like many before, ended in disappointment. He returned to England with no gold, but published exaggerated accounts of his journey, describing a land of unimaginable wealth. His stories reignited European interest and prompted further expeditions. Even after his execution years later, his writings kept the myth alive. The fascination with El Dorado persisted well into the 17th and 18th centuries. Adventurers, treasure hunters, and scholars all debated its location. Some claimed it was hidden in the depths of the Amazon, while others believed it was lost beneath the waters of Lake Parime. Every theory inspired new expeditions, yet none yielded success. As more knowledge about South America's indigenous cultures emerged, skepticism grew. Some began to question whether El Dorado had ever existed at all. However, the allure of a lost city of gold was too powerful to fully abandon. In recent years, historians and archaeologists have worked to separate fact from fiction. The Muisca civilization was indeed rich in gold, but they did not build a city made entirely of it. Their wealth came from trade, and they used gold primarily in religious ceremonies, not as currency. Lake Guatavita, long thought to be the location of the Golden City, has been partially drained multiple times in attempts to find treasure. While some gold artifacts have been recovered, they were offerings, not evidence of a lost metropolis. Similar findings across South America suggest that many indigenous cultures valued gold for its spiritual significance rather than for wealth. Modern historians now see El Dorado as a European misinterpretation of Muisca traditions. The legend was fueled by greed, misunderstanding, and a deep desire for riches. What began as a real ritual evolved into an unattainable dream that shaped the course of history. Even so, El Dorado remains one of the world's greatest legends. It inspired countless tales, shaped colonial ambitions, and left an enduring mark on popular culture. The city may never have existed, but its impact is undeniable. The search for El Dorado may have ended, but its influence continues. The legend inspired books, movies, and even entire genres of adventure fiction. The very idea of a hidden city of gold captivates imaginations to this day. The real treasure, however, was the knowledge gained through exploration. Many of the regions searched for El Dorado led to important discoveries about indigenous cultures, geography, and biodiversity. The Amazon, once seen as an obstacle, is now recognized as one of the most vital ecosystems on Earth. The story of El Dorado also serves as a cautionary tale. It highlights the dangers of greed and how obsession with wealth can drive men to destruction. While explorers sought gold, they often overlooked the true riches of the cultures they encountered. Even now, some treasure hunters believe that remnants of lost civilizations still lie hidden in the jungles of South America. Will El Dorado ever be found, or was it always just a dream? Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved. Thanks for tuning in to Turn Back Time for a look into the legend of El Dorado, where history, myth, and obsession collide. From the golden rituals of the Muisca to the relentless quests of European explorers, this tale reminds us how the search for wealth can shape the course of history. But was El Dorado ever real? Or just a shimmering illusion that led countless adventurers to their doom? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a new video. Till next time, stay curious.